I used to think that Oprah Winfrey was the richest woman in the world. So you can imagine how surprised I was to find out she isn't even in the top 5. Then I thought Mackenzie Scott, formerly Mackenzie Bezos, was the richest woman in the world. It turns out I was wrong about that too. Forbes says that there are 328 billionaire women in the world as of 2022, but we still usually talk about the richest men. Welcome to Luxurious Vibe! And to show support for all girl bosses, here are the 5 richest women in the world. So, who are these incredibly wealthy women? And how do they get so much money? Let's talk about it. Number 5. Miriam Adelson. She is the richest Israeli and the 36th richest person in the world because she is worth $37 billion. She was born in Tel Aviv, Israel in 1945. Miriam has been around for a long time and has done a lot in that time. She went to Tel Aviv University and got a bachelor's degree in microbiology and genetics, as well as a medical degree. She worked as a doctor for a while, and in 1993, she opened a center for drug abuse research and treatment. You might be surprised to hear this, but Miriam Adelson didn't make $37 billion just by being a doctor. Her last name, after all, isn't that strange. She is the wife of Sheldon Adelson, who used to run Las Vegas Sands as CEO and chairman, a business that runs casinos, but not just any casino business. Sheldon Adelson bought Las Vegas Sands in 1988 and turned it into the cross-continental, multinational giant casino that it is today, with locations in Las Vegas, Pennsylvania, Macau, and Singapore, among other places. Before he died, he was worth $36.4 billion and was one of the 20 richest people in the United States. This is not a surprise. Speaking of which, when he died in January of 2021 at the age of 87, he left more than half of his $48 billion gambling empire to Miriam, making her number 5 on our list. Number 4. Julia Koch. She has a fortune of $43 billion, which makes her the 27th richest person in the world. She was born in 1962. In Iowa, where she grew up, she farmed and worked in her parents' furniture store. In the 1980s, she moved to New York and started working as Adolfo's assistant. Now, get ready to pick your jaws up off the floor, because what I'm about to say might shock you. As a fashion designer's assistant, Julia Koch did not make $43 billion. David Koch, one of the Koch brothers, left her and her 3 children a lot of money. Before he died, he was worth $53.4 billion, making him the 7th richest American. In 1991, Julia went on a blind date with David, and after a few years of dating, they got married in 1996. When David died at the age of 79 in 2019, Julia and her 3 children got a 42% share of Koch Industries. With such a big inheritance, Julia moved up to number 4 on the list of the wealthiest women in the world. We aim to bring you videos about luxury and fine living, and create a community for luxury enthusiasts. If you like the video so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Number 3. Mackenzie Scott. She is worth $59 billion, which makes her the 22nd richest billionaire and the only person on the list who didn't inherit her money. This is true even though she is best known for her marriage to and high-profile divorce from a famous, very rich man, Jeff Bezos. Mackenzie's life was pretty interesting. She was born in 1970 in the state of California, and she says she started writing seriously when she was 6 years old. In 1992, she got her bachelor's degree in English from Princeton University, where she studied under Nobel Prize winner Toni Morrison. In 2005, she wrote her first book, The Testing of Luther Albright, which won an American Book Award. In 2013, she wrote her second book. She married Jeff Bezos in 1993. Mackenzie was one of the first people to work for Amazon and was very involved in the company's early days. In 2019, they got divorced, and as part of the agreement, Bezos gave Mackenzie 25% of his Amazon shares, or 4% of the company. After that, she put her name on the Giving Pledge. She promised to give at least half of her money to charity. That's not an easy thing to do. She has already given away a whopping $2.8 billion in charity donations since 2020. She is so kind that, who knows, maybe she won't even be on this list next year. Number 2. Alice Walton. She's worth $66 billion, which makes her the 17th richest billionaire. Born in 1949 in Newport, Arkansas, she grew up in Bentonville with her 3 brothers, Rob, John, and Jim. Alice Walton is an heir to the Walmart fortune because she is Sam Walton's daughter. That Walmart, the one you should definitely avoid on Black Friday. You will only ever make that mistake once. Alice Walton has had many jobs in her life, including equity analyst, money manager, broker, and president of an investment bank. But she refuses to work at Walmart like her brothers, choosing instead to be the museum's art curator at the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, which she just started up on the side. Once the richest woman on the planet, she was recently surpassed by the woman at the top of our list. Number 1. Francoise Bettencourt Myers. She's worth $82.9 billion, which makes her the 12th richest billionaire in the world. Who is this woman who seems to be the richest on the planet? Where did she get her money, and why doesn't anyone talk about her very often? To find out, we need to learn a little bit about the history of the company that gave her all of her money, the cosmetics giant L'Oreal. Eugene Paul Louis Schaller, a pharmacist and businessman, started the company in 1909. He created and made the product which he sold to a hairdresser. In 1909, he set up a company called Société Française de Teinture Inoffensive pour Cheveux, which would later become L'Oreal. He had a daughter named Lillian Henriette Charlotte Bettencourt, who had a daughter named Francoise Bettencourt Myers, who is currently the richest woman in the world. That answers the who part of the question, but not the how part. How does someone make so much money selling makeup? So the question is, where did the money come from? Francoise Bettencourt Myers got her money from her mother, Lillian Bettencourt, who was the richest woman in the world in 2017. She didn't get along with her mother very well, and she even filed a criminal complaint against her mother's best friend. Kids, don't call the police on people's friends, even if they're supposedly trying to scam your mom out of millions of dollars. Snitches get stitches. Even though Francoise and her mom didn't get along very well, she still got $56.8 billion when her mom died in 2017. She is one of the richest people on the planet, and her family owns 33% of L'Oreal, one of the biggest cosmetics companies in the world. Raise your hand if you're still surprised she's so healthy. Nobody? Yeah, that's what I thought. Francoise likes to focus on her charitable work. After the fire at Notre Dame Cathedral in 2019, she gave $226 million to fix it up. But that's not her only act of charity. She is also president and founder of the Bettencourt Foundation, which was created to push the limits of the arts and life sciences, putting hundreds of millions of dollars into medical research, the arts, education, and housing, and regularly giving grants and awards for excellence in these fields. She does all of this while still being chairwoman of L'Oreal's board of directors, a position she's held since 1997. That's a lot of work for someone with so much money, but that's probably the only reason I'm not the richest woman in the world. So now you know, these are the top 5 wealthiest women in the world right now. It's interesting to know that the top 10 richest women in the world are worth a total of $1.53 trillion. This hasn't really changed, but this group is often overlooked. So we thought we'd shed some light on it. But you didn't know that the richest woman in the world was a French woman. I'm glad I didn't tell anyone that I thought it was Oprah. So, why do you think women who made a lot of money are often overlooked? Do you think that as we move toward a more equal society, there will be more women who become billionaires? And if you know a billionaire family that wants to adopt, please let us know in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy similar stuff, check out my other videos. And if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.